When we're communicating with our teens, it's important to do it and somewhat on their terms. Remember that they are going through a lot of emotions they can't even identify. And trying to force someone to talk is never successful. So it's finding that common interest. It's finding common ground. It's using your active listening skills. So make sure that your child knows that you're interested, that you want to know, that they are important. And maybe you might get a grunt the first time you try. You might get a side eye the second time you try. But eventually they'll know you're there, right? And it's letting them come to you on their terms. Active listening is super, super important, and keeping your mouth closed. You are listening to understand, not to reply, okay? And that's hard because as parents, we want to fix it. We want to make things better. It's sometimes that's not what they want. They just need to know you're there and you're that person that is their go-to. So eye contact is important. Active listening, paying attention. Get off our devices. You cannot have a conversation with anyone with your phone. Put those away. Set aside time, perhaps. We talk about family meetings. This is kind of a very broad term, but it's just that special time you have set aside to discuss things. And maybe if that becomes part and parcel of your day or your week, then your teen knows, okay, they can come to you. Leaving that door open, leaving that door, maybe right now they're not ready, but we want to let them know that whenever you're ready, I'm here for you. Sometimes passive listening is, especially with teens, I found that maybe driving in the car when you can't make that eye contact. And they're not making the eye contact with you, you're driving. You're focused straight ahead, and that's oftentimes where you have the biggest and most meaningful discussions. Leave the door open for that. Slow down. Slow down. We're busy. We're busy in our days. But recognize and have your teen know little by little that this is genuine. We have to be transparent with our children. If a child or a teen thinks that this is just, I'm just going through the steps because that's what they told me, they're not going to respond. Or another activity is praise. We do that in a group. I want you to practice praising your child, your teen. And it makes people so uncomfortable. Why are we so willing and eager to give corrective feedback or constructive criticism, depending on your generation? But it's so hard and uncomfortable for us to praise, to say, you've done this well, I'm proud of you. That comes with practice too. And that's part of what this group is practicing. These things aren't new. They're not new. But you practice them, you make them part of who you are, you make them part of your family dynamic. Then you are going to open the door to communication with your child. And particularly as they get older, with all of the pressures they're under, because there is a point where you're not the most important person in their life. It's their peer group. But they need to know they have that safe place to land and come back to. And that's where the communication comes in.